Hello there, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we have your September 2025 money and career reading here for you. Hold on to your hats here, guys. We are in eclipse season. All right, we're feeling this long before September starts, especially since we have 2 Virgo new moons in a row, which in theory should be relatively peaceful, but we've got a lot of kind of crazy and complicated aspects, especially surrounding the first one in August, is 22nd or 23rd, depending on where you are, and also the next one, which is September 21st, is a solar eclipse. So lots of new, fresh energy coming around, lots of doors opening, lots of opportunities to start fresh, start over, wipe the slate clean, do something a little bit different. But also, of course, right in between those 2 new moons, we've got a lunar eclipse, which is a full moon. So eclipses do tend to be very helpful, but they do tend to be a little bit challenging to navigate because they do bring change. They bring unexpected events. They bring fated things to the forefront. A lunar eclipse, which is a full moon, is of course a time to shut down a cycle, shut the door, turn your back on something so you can walk forward to a better future, a better tomorrow. And so for some of you, there's some things that are wrapping up at this time. We do have that lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th, and it's a few days before that, Saturn actually retrogrades back into the sign of Pisces. So this can be revisiting a goal or a dream. This can also just be a time of reflection and making sure that before you finish something off, that you have all the pieces in place, that everything is exactly how you want it to be. But you could have some deep realizations around that time, and some very important conversations. So a full moon, a lunar eclipse, can certainly be very intense and emotional. It can be, again, that time of finishing something, a sense of accomplishment perhaps. Sometimes we do have things that do blossom and that come to fruition at that time. Okay, but some things do also ultimately come to an end. Now, eclipses, of course, we don't just feel this energy for ourselves. It can also be things going on around you. So because eclipses tend to be very powerful, very sometimes unpredictable, okay, the best way to navigate eclipse season is to be flexible and to go with the flow. The more we resist, the harder things tend to be, okay? Take things as they are, and sometimes we are our own mastermind of changes, sometimes not so much, and sometimes they are affecting us personally, or they are our own changes, okay? Or sometimes it's other people and situations unfolding around us, okay? So sometimes we can just be a little bit of a conscious observer, but sometimes things that happen with other people can actually open doors for ourselves, all right? But to know where that Pisces lunar eclipse, the full moon on the 7th, is affecting you the most, look back to the new moon that we had in Pisces 6 months ago, and that'll give you a big clue. All right. But again, we've got on the September 21st, we have a solar eclipse in Virgo, and this is at the 29th degree. The first Virgo new moon on August 22nd, 23rd was at 0 degrees. So it's kind of like a major clearing out, a major cosmic reset. Okay. And, you know, perhaps there might be things that don't become apparent to you for a while. Okay. Or maybe you know exactly what this new beginning is. It can be new ways of dealing with your money. It can be a new job. It can be promotions. It can be freedom from bills, freedom from loans, financial freedom. Some of you might be buying a house. So maybe you're going to go into some debt, but it's so that you can have a little more security, right? Something to call your own. There could be a lot of changes going on in people's workplaces and in the financial sector right now. So again, make sure that you are an observer, especially if you've got any investments out there somewhere. Okay, keep an eye on like your stock markets or the interest rates or whatever they happen to be. For some of you, there could be a window of opportunity to get in on something at like a low interest rate to buy or to take out a loan. And again, maybe you have an opportunity to pay something off and really be kind of a little bit freer in your financial world, right? So whatever it is, got a whole bunch of possibilities that are going on for us. But let's see what we've got for you. We've got faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. Ooh, this is exciting. So for some of you here, perhaps you are going on a trip. You're going on a journey. You're going to spend some money doing something fun. And faraway places does indicate that perhaps you're going to get on a plane, maybe you're going to get on a ship or go somewhere exotic. You could have some change in travel plans. Okay, maybe you were originally going to go to a certain destination and now you're like, you know what? Let's do something a little bit different, because a lot of this energy over the next minimum a month, a little bit longer, is all about the new. What new things can I do? What new things can I try? And so, maybe you end up spending a little bit more money to go somewhere really interesting that you never went to before. Or you might actually find that once you get to a certain destination that things are a little bit cheaper than what you thought that they would have been. So whatever it happens to be, new horizons on the future for you. Now, the faraway places, of course, can also indicate that some of you could potentially get a job that requires you to relocate. And it might be relocating within the same state or province or country that you live in right now. But it could be packing up your bags and going a long way from home. But it can be something that it can be pay you well, and also give you all this world of new experiences. You could also potentially get a job working from home remotely from somewhere, and the company might not even be anywhere close to where you live, and it doesn't matter because it's all online, but maybe that would give you a little bit of freedom to spend some more time at home, especially if you've been a job where you've been dutifully reporting to work for many, many years. And now you're like, all these other people are working from home. Maybe I can do that too. Some of you are perhaps looking at doing something freelance as well. So you have a lot of flexibility. Whatever it is, there could certainly be some movement there for you. We also have surrendering to the journey, release control. Now this can certainly speak to eclipse season and all the bumps and all the unexpected things and all the changes and all the surprises and all these things that can go on. Surrender to the journey, go with the flow, right? We're on a boat. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, you do have 2 cards with boats. All right. So again, some of you are just going with the flow. You're going on a journey. You're going on a trip. Okay. And there could be a couple little bumps in the road, flight delays, cancellations, weather problems, things like that. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. It's, I've been on those vacations as well where I think I had the tail end of a major tropical depression once or something. And I was on a cruise ship once, and it wasn't a hurricane, but it was like 1 level below it. That was a good time. I didn't get sick, but other people did. A lot of other people did, but it was kind of fun. As much as I don't love being in the open ocean with massive waves around me. But anyways, I made the best of it. It's not like you can get off, right? So whatever your situation is, ride the wave, okay? But with this card here, this is very 6 of Swords vibe. Okay, things may be difficult. Okay, they may have been difficult in your previous chapter. They may have been difficult in the last few months, or maybe even longer. Okay, but this does show that things are getting easier. We're moving forward. Okay, there could still be some unexpected things that happen and that go on, but go with the flow. Okay, this is where things become calmer and we can navigate things a little bit easier when we release that desire to control absolutely everything. All right, some of you here, you're finding a peaceful resolution to some money matters in your home. And again, here with 2 cards really showing you on a journey or moving forward, something there. Some of you, maybe you get a job for a company that specializes in travel or in like transportation of some kind. That can be kind of cool. But you could again be moving forward, onwards and upwards, or moving towards into something new. We've got the Strength card. Love the Strength card. The Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, that can be really good. And we've got the Seven of Wands. So whatever your situation is here, you're being encouraged to, number one, use discernment. All right. The Strength card, okay, is reminding you about your inner strength. All right. Your ability to succeed, to rise above challenges, to navigate change. Okay. All of these things. But also really does speak to your ability to dig deep, face your fears, be courageous, do something that scares you, okay, or do something that's a little bit outside of your comfort zone. The Strength card does also remind you that sometimes we do need to practice a little bit of discernment. Sometimes we need to be roar. We need to be like that roaring lion, right, to get what we want or to facilitate some change. But sometimes a gentler approach is the key that opens things up or that helps us in our energy. So discernment is the key. Know when to be that lion and know when to be the lamb. All right. This will certainly help you. The Strength card can indicate potentially that there might be a Leo person around you. This can be someone that you partner up with. This can be someone you know right now. Okay. Or this can be someone who you meet on your journey. They might help you. You could end up working with this person. They could potentially be a business partner, okay? Or it could certainly be your ability to step into a leadership role or just take the lead, all right? Certainly a very powerful and very positive card. I want to put this down. So I've got the Magician at the back of the deck. Wonderful. The Magician speaks to your power. Your ability to focus on the task at hand, find the resources that you need to get things done, manifest things into your reality, and really tap into your personal power. So this can be really wonderful. You are the magician of your life. You are the one that can make something happen just based off of your energy, your desire, and your ability to focus on the positive things, focus on the things you want to happen. Okay. If we waste time and energy on the things that we don't want or don't want to happen, we're repeating a cycle. We're getting stuck, right? Nothing good comes from it. All right. So when we put our energy towards the things we want is when the magic starts to happen. But we're also in the flow with it though, right? We don't rail at the fates. Okay. We don't go in a corner and woe is me, right? We stay positive. We're like, okay, yep, there's got to be a blessing in this thing somewhere. I don't know where it is yet, but I'm just going to keep on going. Okay. And because we can't always control absolutely everything. So we just need to focus on where our energy is best utilized. All right. But the magical powers are within you to create the light if you want, create change, make something better, turn something that is very small into something very big. Does it take time? Yes, it does. We do have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is a wonderful card. Number one, it does show your ability to persevere. One foot in front of the other. We're taking things slow. Okay. And so when we're in this energy, we're not going to miss any details. All right. So the Knight of Pentacles does pay close attention to every little detail. Now he's in the upright. Okay. So we're not going to get lost in the details. Okay. We're going to have a look at things. We're going to figure things out, and then we're going to keep moving forward, right? The Knight of Pentacles, all the knights are on a quest, and all the knights in the upright are successful. And the Knight of Pentacles, very good with your money and career matters. Okay. Also the things you own, possess, and buy. All right. So that Knight of Pentacles can certainly just be you taking things one day at a time and knowing that you are going to reach your goal. And you're very much on your way to the goal. But the Knight of Pentacles can also represent a gift, offer, and opportunity coming in, whether it's your money, whether it's your career path, whether it's a purchase that you want to make, whatever it happens to be. Okay, patience might need to be a key part of your month ahead, but that kind of goes hand in hand with going with the flow of things. All right, just being patient. But we do have the Seven of Wands here as well. Okay, rising above the challenge, standing up for yourself, facing things head on, being confident, being bold, being brave, believing in yourself, and rising to the occasion. So this can certainly be an energy of you rising to a challenge, okay, or being maybe even in the spotlight. Okay, you're the front runner for something here with this because you're being seen. Don't forget to put up boundaries where you need to put up boundaries, because sometimes the Seven of Wands can be where you turn around to someone or something that's niggling at you and you say, stop. I'm willing to help you, or I'm willing to give you resources to this point. And it's really important to recognize that sometimes, okay, and that's where your strength comes in, okay, and your ability to be gentle, deliver a difficult message in a gentle way, all right, and with that Knight of Pentacles there, it's your money or it's someone in your workplace, okay, trying to take advantage of you, or dump their work on you, okay, or make you hold all the responsibility. And that Seven of Wands is you advocating for yourself in a positive way, right? And reestablishing, enforcing, or setting those boundaries, right? Because that Seven of Wands, hey, you're only a few away from the 10 of Wands, which is being burdened and overworked and having the weight of the world and all the responsibilities on your shoulders when it shouldn't be. So when we get to this 7 point, we're like, okay, I've had enough. Okay, it's time to do something about this now before it goes completely overboard. So you may need to really stand up for yourself. The Seven of Wands can also be where you can advocate for others as well. We are heading into Libra season. The moon goes into Libra just a couple of hours after that solar eclipse on the 21st of September. And then on the 22nd, the sun goes into Libra. So we're entering Libra season, and Mars is in Libra right now. So Mars is the warrior planet. Libra is the sign of relationships, law, fairness, equality, but also peace. Okay, and it's also the International Day of Peace on that day. So very interesting on the 21st. There with that, we could have some peaceful resolutions come about, not just globally, but also in our own world as well. 8 of Cups. The World. And the 4 of Cups. So with the World card showing up right in the middle of your reading, not to mention flanked by the 8 of Cups and the 4 of Cups here, something's coming to an end, something's coming to a close, and you may need to leave behind the old ways or detach emotionally from something here. Now, often in money matters, emotions sometimes do get in the way, okay? Never make emotional decisions with large sums of money. That's something I learned the very hard way, okay, when I was a little bit younger, but it's certainly a lesson, very well worth paying attention to. But the 8 of Cups can certainly be detaching yourself emotionally, because dealing with money matters, or dealing with people in your workplace and things, if we get overly emotionally charged, things tend to go a little bit sideways, right? We can't stay detached. All right. And so you could potentially have to stay detached. But the 8 of Cups is a card of transition. We're transitioning from one situation into another. And you see this guy on this card, right? He's got that star. Maybe it's the North Star, the Christmas star. Maybe it's his wish that he put up in the sky. Whatever it happens to be, he's looking at it. That's his goal. And he's willing to turn his back on his present situation because it's not fulfilling. It's not giving him what he wants. And instead, he's got his eye on where he wants to go and what he truly wants and desires. So, and sometimes we do need to let go. So he could be walking towards something brand new, or taking something up to the next level. The next card, of course, is the Nine of Cups, getting what you want, having your wishes fulfilled. You've attained your goals and your dreams. So we're moving towards that with the Eight of Cups. And of course, we've got the World. And the World can certainly represent a completion, the closure, the end of a cycle, and a successful one at that. Successfully completing a project, successfully feeling like you've accomplished everything you can in your current role in your workplace, right? Feeling as though things are coming together in a prosperous and abundant way for you. The World card can certainly represent an anniversary of some kind, okay, or some sort of milestone here as well. And we're ready for the next stage of development. We're ready to expand and grow in some way, or we're just really enjoying our success. So again, some of you could have some really good sense of accomplishment here with this, and some of you are ready to take something to the next level or start something new. Now, I will also say with the World card that this can certainly represent something on a global scale, or something, that can represent some travel and perhaps a long distance. So again, some of you maybe are, planning a trip, or again, working for a global company, maybe working on the internet, because the world, like World Wide Web kind of thing. And so you could certainly have some really wonderful things that are at your fingertips right there as well. So the World card can, yes, represent close of a chapter, the ending, but it can also represent a portal opening for new beginnings, okay, or taking a next step forward and taking something up to the next level. And you may have been waiting for something for a long time. We do have the Four of Cups. Now, there's a lot of, patience is a virtue, especially when we've got the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight in the deck, okay, he does reach his goal, okay, but it takes a long time. But in the Four of Cups is sometimes here where we're starting to get a little bit fed up, okay. We're waiting for something, or we want something to improve, and we're really not feeling the feels, right? We're getting impatient, or we can't see the possibilities because we're just focused on what's not working. We're focused on what's, what we don't have, and the apathy starts to creep in. But the Four of Cups, we do see a beautiful cup that is coming in from the sidelines. So it's going to be really important for you to look at the big picture, right? The World card can be looking at the big picture. And when we look at the big picture, we look at the possibilities, we discover this fourth cup. So there could be something hidden. There could be something that catches you off guard. There could be something that comes in out of left field. All right, but it can be something very exciting, but it may require some bold action, some courage on your part, and perhaps leaving something behind to follow your bliss, to follow something that's going to be more fulfilling for you and hopefully more prosperous for you as well. Got the Three of Swords, Chariot, a lot of movement for you. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. Lovely. So something certainly does come back to you, but let's talk about the Chariot card. All right. Chariot card is your card, your energy. So this is about you following your goals, pursuing your dreams, doing something you want. Does it require change? Maybe. Does it require letting something go? Perhaps. Does it require overcoming something standing in your path? Most likely. But with the Chariot card, your drive, determination, willpower, and your focus on your goals is what really sets you apart from the pack and helps you to leapfrog over anything standing in your way. The Chariot is where things are in alignment for us, and it's also a card of destiny. It is one of success and victory, okay? Moving towards your goals and your dreams and feeling really good about it. Okay, a sense of achievement, sense of accomplishment. But yes, it is a card of destiny. And something written in the stars. So, and again, we've got a star over here for you. And the Chariot card does have stars. Does it have it on this deck? Yeah, we've got stars in the background on the curtain. And so the stars are aligning for you, or there's something written in the stars. There's some sort of event or happening or opportunity or something there where the wheels are already in motion. And so again, go with the flow. But it may not necessarily be without difficulty, okay? Or you are moving away from a difficult time, right? We do have the Three of Swords here, which is a heartbreak card. It's a divorce card, okay? It is one of sadness and depression and things like that, right? We're up in our feels with this one. However, it's also an ability to heal, make something better, and move forward, right? But first, we got to get down and dirty, right? First, we got to crack something open there and figure out what the problem is. And then we make a decision. Move forward, leave something behind, create change, shut the door on something, right? And we figure out what to do with it. So there could be something here where in order for you to follow your bliss, follow your dreams, gain more of what it is you want, financial success, career success, right? Again, you're leaving something behind. If there's an opportunity to fix something, Three of Swords, it's when we work together and when people are honest and open and willing to listen. And if not, boom, there we go. But the Chariot can also be represent a vehicle or forward movement. Some of you, again, travel, right? Can be some travel in the cards for you. Just make sure, Knight of Pentacles, that if you are traveling, make sure you double and triple check all of your documents, double and triple check all of your reservations as well. All right. Always just a good idea anyway. Okay. But this is one of success and believing in yourself and not letting anything stop you. So loving that energy for sure. But the Six of Pentacles, you could have a little bit of a surprise, maybe something you were waiting for, or maybe something you didn't expect. The Six of Pentacles is a circulatory energy. We're restoring the balance of things, especially with our money, but we often do get something that's flowing back to us, often multiplied. This usually does come in with a raise, a promotion, okay, or if you've been overburdened at work, remember you're standing up for yourself with that Seven of Wands, right? This is a merchant card and often where someone hires another employee. And it's because you are determined not to get to that Ten of Wands energy, right? It's like, no, we got to stop this in our tracks right here. And perhaps you wait a while for something to happen, and then here it is, it happens. But the Six of Pentacles, we do often get a little bit of a surprise. We often get a gift of some kind, something that we deserve, or maybe sometimes even a little bit more than we deserve. I will point out on this particular deck here, I know we do have some gold on this part of the scale, but look at this. We've got our heart on this one, right? And that heart does not have swords sticking out of it. Okay, so again, we can repair something, get something back on track, or we can get our just rewards. So it can be really exciting. But again, it can catch you off guard. It can be something where you had hoped for it, but didn't quite believe it. Four of Cups. All right, and then there it is. So could be a little bit of a financial increase for you there to get things back on track. Let's get a last message for you here, and we have unity, getting things back on track, things coming together, balance and equality. Wonderful. A time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. Love for what you do, getting partnerships back on track, restoring the balance and the harmony in your workplace, also within yourself. Remember this Chariot card, we're not going anywhere unless we are aligned, right? So this can really speak well for repairing things on the home front, especially where money goes, right? What is one of the biggest problems in relationships? Money, right? And people get funny about it, right? And people tend to hide things as well, right? They hide bad habits and things like that, right? So we do need to be on the same page as our partner. If you have any business partner, right? Getting back on the same page in your workplace, back on the same page, right? All these things. And this is also a time of feeling healing and getting your career path back on track, or getting money matters back on track. So this can be really awesome, things coming together for you in a positive way. Having said all that, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope there was something here for you. If so, please do like, share, and subscribe. I truly do appreciate any interaction you have with my videos. It does help it get seen, even if it's just hitting that thumbs up button. YouTube algorithm does pay attention. So I thank you guys so much, but I hope you have an absolutely fantastic September, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.